Once again with MIA Microflight, October 15, Wednesday, 2025. This is going to be a long version of this helicopter that I did back in the early 2000s. This is a 400 size helicopter. I also have a 6-part series in short video form explaining all these different sections that make up this helicopter, mechanical components. So go check those out if you're interested in the short version of that. You don't want to, spend too much time watching this longer video. But in this video, as I've said before, I like to do long and short videos because the longer videos, I retain a full copy of that video in my on my hard drive on my cell phone is a form of receipt, if you will. When you do a short video, that goes up on the internet and you don't have a copy of that. That's done via the app that is part of YouTube, the YouTube channels, and so you don't get a copy of that, at least unless you download that. So that's my take on that, and that's why I do these longer videos here. But in this what I want to basically just go over some of the features that I already went over just for the sake of this longer video. This helicopter was done, like I said, back in the year 2000s in a very creative way. I was doing a lot of CNC machining back in those years, and so that's why you see this frame also done in CNC machined fiberglass plate. This is very, this is probably about 1/32 or maybe 40 thousandths thickness fiberglass plate, 2 plates that sandwich all these other components. This is basically just stock 3/4 inch square tubing. This is also aluminum tubing that I got from K&S, I believe. K&S is a company that sells a lot of the tubing, for the hobby purpose. And also, I think they also do industrial materials. But so that's how I did this this boom section right here, really quick. The same material right there. I'm using stock hex aluminum stock, to do the grips here, and also fiberglass pieces. Hex stock, same all size, all different sizes of hex stock aluminum throughout this whole helicopter. You can see that on the rotor head also. It's all hex stock aluminum that I machined, to do these particular parts right here. Even the swash plate is done with hex stock spacers. If I can focus in more on this section right here. I showed this a lot more in a little closer, in the short videos. Very creatively done swash plate here with those hex spacers from a hex aluminum stock and fiberglass plate here, to do the sandwiching of that main ball bearing. Just a regular ball bearing that does use a Delrin upper section with a Delrin ball, and all these parts run on brass inserts. This section right here that goes up and down to establish the collective also rides on brass inserts, to keep everything nice and tight tolerance while allowing the parts to be fluid in operation. This one does not have, as I said in my short videos, does not have the blade grips. The blade grips are also done with hex stock, same size as this. I didn't get around to do those when I did this project. When I did this project, I think I had a little free time, and then I got involved with some of the micro helicopter stuff that was coming out, from other companies, and I was doing some of the upgrades for those helicopters. So that's why, some of these projects go on hold. If I have a little bit of time, I get busy. My time is never idle. I'm always doing projects, and something new comes up, in my head, I do it. But I tend to put these things away for a later time, and eventually now is that later time. That's why I'm showing these videos. Mario once again. Stay tuned for more.